on the topic again, for those that just came in, y'all make sure y'all follow Broken Traditions. Tonight's topic: you ain't an alpha, you just fuck a lot. The theory is that the alpha isn't taking care of alpha business. He's not capable or really willing to take care of a household and actually be a leader. He's just an alpha by default, by swag and sleeping with a bunch of women. And the beta male provider may actually be the true alpha because he's able to lead and handle actual grown folks' business. But go ahead.
I think that it's like a vicious cycle. You feel me? Because the quote unquote alpha, the one that you explained, that's not really the alpha, comes from being raised by the single bitted baby moms that never got no real game from a man. From either could be like an uncle, a father figure, or it could be from the baby father, what have you. Never got that real game. So once that man once that boy become raised as a man under her parental guidance, he becomes that. And the mom always make excuses for that man. I see it too many times where you see a grown man, like you said, multiple kids all over the place, ain't taking care of shit, but the moms is always holding him down. Yeah. And it's always a vicious cycle. Yeah. I don't know if you touched on that or not, but I always see that a lot. Like I seen, I had this conversation the other day with somebody, and I'm like, damn, how did she get caught up? How did this girl I know get caught up in this situation with this dude? Because he was always laid up with her, but not taking care of his kids. But now they got a kid together. He not laid up with her no more. He laid up with the next chick, and he not taking care of his other kid that he just got. It's like a constant cycle over and over again. I don't understand how people don't see it. And like I said, it's always, I just don't understand, to tell you the truth, man. Like how people don't see it.
Yeah, it's. I was reading some of the comments. Theo, I'm gonna get to your comment, bro. It took a lot of patience to survive 15 years in the Army. I'm gonna pivot real quick, bro. I'm gonna get back. Go ahead. Theo asked me, random, but how you survived 15 years in the Army, bro? I know you got stories for days. My mind aches thinking about it. Man, look here. We're gonna have to hop on the phone for that one. But yeah, I do got stories. But yeah, it's back to your point. I don't know how we really don't see it in the community a lot, bro. Because it's obviously there. It obviously takes place. It's a constant. And then what bothers me a lot of times about the sisters is they stick with that archetype. That's why I was talking about the idea of what the alpha male archetype is in our community. Yeah. Because she did it with the first guy and then did it with the second baby daddy and maybe the third or fourth. I know there's plenty of sisters that got multiple kids by multiple men, whatever the case. But they seem to be dating the same guy, or getting pregnant by the same guy in a different body. Yeah. If you know what I'm saying. They have a type. Yeah. At the end of the day.
And like, as far as that type, where do you think that infatuation comes from?
I hate to be that guy, but again, slavery.
Okay, slavery?
I think I think that's the start of it. Again, like I had talked about, I don't know if you saw or heard when I touched on, they used to have black men fight to the death, and the one that survived would get a woman, of course a slave woman, wasn't gonna get no white girl, but a slave woman and a bottle of whiskey. And then over time, it just became this idea of the outlaw, the guy that thumbs his nose at the rules in society. That's a real man because he can do what he wants. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said before, if y'all pay attention, the alpha male is a male diva. Y'all know how women usually do what the fuck they want. And then it's some man supposed to play cleanup. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it's I was emotional XYZ. Watch how a lot of these alpha males move, because they do what the fuck they want. And when they fuck up, they don't never take responsibility or accountability. It's somebody else's fault, or it's a reason why. If you really sit up there, and then our sisters make excuses for it. So I think it's just something that has been passed down time after time after time. And again, another Kofa theory, these guys that are getting those opportunities, they're making multiple children. So they're recopying themselves so many times. So let's say there's a alpha fuckboy in the 70s.
Yeah.
He has 2 kids. Each one of those 2 kids go off. It's a girl. She's accustomed to that, so she picks that type of guy. It's a boy. That's what he's used to, so he becomes that type of guy. So you got a brother and sister out there. They each have 2-3 kids. So now you got, from 2 people, you got 6 more people out there being raised with the same mentality. And I think it's just spread. That's just, again, a Kofa theory. Just doing some basic math. Now, those 3 kids might reproduce 3 kids that do the same. We're just passing it down. We're passing it down.
Yeah, that's pretty deep. I didn't take it back to as far as slavery. I would say as far as, because I would say, like, I guess the hip hop culture, this new culture, which I'm not a fan of.
We got to do a collab on that, bro.
Yeah, because I think
on that before.
Yeah, because I think that does have a lot of things to do with the image of what women think men want and what men think women want, and it's not the reality. But for some reason, people do flock to those type of people that's in that culture. So like you say, the guy you just basically described, he's that dude that's on the rap videos, that's on the social media, that's popular, that everybody, all the women is flocking to.
Yeah.
Same thing with the women. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is kind of off topic, on topic. People saying women, no, they said a woman get her body done because that's what men like on Instagram, right? But it's not really men liking it on Instagram. It's what the algorithm is pushing. So it's like you're not chasing what men like. You chasing algorithms, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like we chase the algorithms, but
in real life.
What happened?
I said in real life.
Yeah, but I wouldn't take it back as far as slavery, because after slavery, we did kind of debunk that mindset, and there was a lot of, whole households together. Father and mother raising kids up, and they were teaching the kids that for quite some time after slavery.
And the reason why I went to slavery, though, is because there's always been a space, especially here in this country, there's always been a space in the Black community where somebody didn't have their dad. Whether he was sold, or whether he went up north to go work and maybe send money back home, after slavery and the industrial boom. Maybe he went up to Chicago or Detroit. Different things like that. That's what I'm saying. It just kind of snowballed. I'm not saying because of necessarily, but that's the root of it. There's always been little pockets here and there. But I totally agree with you with what's being shoved on us, social media wise, music wise. But again, looking back, where did social media get it from? The hip hop generation of our generation.
Yeah.
Where did we get it from? The blaxploitation films of the 70s.
Yeah.
Think about how many songs have sampled songs from back then, or recreated movies as videos during the 90s. They took those old movies, the Cotton Comes to Harlem, Superfly.
Yeah. They just redid Superfly out here in Atlanta. Yeah.
The Mac.
Yeah.
Where you got a brother that's a pimp and then a brother that's pro-Black, and the friction in the community. So it's been there for a while, man. But now, like I said, the horse is not only out the barn, it has ran down the road. And I don't know what direction we're going to go from here. But I do agree with you that we're chasing a real life kind of algorithm where a lot of people are trying to keep up with this imagery, but that's not the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely try. I was going to do a video on that. I'm not sure when, but I definitely want to touch on us chasing algorithms because I see it.
Yeah.
I see it a lot.
Let me get some of these chats in here.
Yeah, I just see what Lauren said. I agree with that.
Let me see. Bring Gail up. Kind of how some see a thug as strong and powerful because he stays in trouble, and men who have real emotional intelligence who will really protect them as weak. So yeah, the women see, I guess, the thug activity as physical strength. He got a gun, he'll protect me, this, that, and the third. The guy with emotional intelligence is able to recognize a bad situation. Again, military stuff, shout out to Theo, but situational awareness, like, hey, something don't feel right. It's time to cut and leave before they start shooting at the club, where a lot of our women want the guy that's going to stay and shoot it out at the club because he's really protecting her. But the guy that's like, hey, something ain't right, we need to go, now he's scary. You know, a lot of times we say.
Matter of fact, I'll give you a perfect example. Steven Jackson at the Davis Garcia fight. So they had this big melee, I think something with Meek Mill, and Steven Jackson is mad because this melee is going on, and he's getting mad at people saying, y'all need to say excuse me to my wife. Like, if a fight is breaking out in the crowd, who is worried about saying excuse me to your wife? You see what I'm saying? But now he's bucking up, tucking his chain in, getting all loud, say, y'all need to say excuse me to my wife. I'm like, me as a man, if something's going on, I got my wife with me, we're going to just dip to the side and wait till the shit clears out, then come back to our seats.
So
why am I sitting there screaming on people saying, y'all need to say excuse me to my wife? I'm not moving. That's crazy talk.
Yeah. That's wild, man, because anything could have jumped off. And see, and that's what I'm talking about. You know, that's my wife. No, nigga, it's time to, hey, we finna, babe, get up. Let them do what they gonna do. And then next thing you know, you in it. And then the law's called. Or you gotta call the Undertaker. Which the system is gonna system, y'all. The system gonna get two niggas for the price of one if they can.
Yeah.
So brothers, please don't fall into that rope of trying to be this alpha male and, hey man, I'm protecting my part of protection is avoidance. You don't have to be there in a lot of shit.